What brings you hope or motivation to carry on?
This is an interesting word because I think I rely on hope very much. I tend to be optimistic. I want to see the positive change in the world. And in Warsaw it is very easy to do so. And I think when I see the skyscrapers that are raising every year, myself that I'm actually getting a degree in university, getting good marks and having a successful life at all, this motivates me because I see that we can succeed even despite some hardships in life. I also tend to be very happy when I see the green change, green initiatives in life, because I see that we are trying to save the planet, do some actually good in the world. And I do believe that there are a lot of people that are just good on their own and they do not need any motivation. And this motivates me because I do believe that we are going to do something better, because if not us, who? We don't have any other chance in our lives on any other planet. We have to do it.
I think it's probably the future. I think it's probably the thought about my family and about my girlfriend and about my sister. And I really hope that they're going to grow up, I'm speaking of my sister, in a safe environment where there's no conflicts or violence. I know it's everywhere, and I know that she's going to see it. However, I think family, the safety of my family is the most important thing for me. And I think by being engaged and being involved, I can do my part and play my part within the entire process to fight with it.
People are the source of my hope and motivation to carry on. Being surrounded by those who share the same values as me is really important. These values are, for example, hope that we can take power from rich people who don't care about society but their businesses. So yeah, hoping that we can take the power and use it for creating a better reality for all of the people, not only white and rich. Yeah, it's it.
This may sound a little strange, but sometimes, because I'm generally very optimistic about how the war in Ukraine will end, and that I know that it will probably go on for several years, but I'm still quite optimistic about the outcome, and I'm very optimistic about the reconstruction of Ukraine, and about the fact that there will be sufficient support from other governments, from international organizations, and sometimes I visualize what this will look like, and I just sort of create these images in my head of Ukraine being post-war, in the middle of reconstruction or post-reconstruction, rebuilt, more sustainable, a member of the European Union, and I really believe that this will happen. So I guess that's what gives me motivation, and that's what makes me hopeful for the future.
I think the biggest motivation and hope, especially hope, are giving me people. People are taking off this hope with those crises, but at the same time, when I'm talking with especially children and the people around me, and I'm starting to observe them, I have this hope. And when I see this, even a small power in people who thinks maybe in the same way like me, I see this hope, and this kind of dialogue, peaceful dialogue, is giving me hope for talking with everyone. So yeah, I think people and dialogue with them.
I feel like the taking action before learning about issues helps. I feel that learning the philosophical and historical background also helps. and staying connected to people, staying connected to other people who want change, but not necessarily staying connected to others to feel that you actually have the place where you belong. Then even despite the weight of all those problems, you can feel connected, you can feel at ease, and it's much easier to cope with everything happening.
I'm happy to say that it's us, it's young people who are aware of what future may bring to us, of what future of our children can look. And when I hear other, like my colleagues, female colleagues, saying that they are scared to have babies in the future because they don't know if those babies will survive the catastrophe of climate change, well, this gives me motivation, and I think that it gives motivation to other young people to ensure that everyone on this planet will be safe and happy and content with their life, and that other crises prompted by the climate change, so that the forced migration, the food insecurity that is visible in Southeast Asia, in Africa, that it will be resolved and that we will all be able to enjoy our lives and not be scared of what next day might bring.
I always had hope and I never lost it, and I think that even in the worst times it's the most important to look forward and to try to find the light and just push through, since there is always a way. It might not be easy, but if we work slowly, then we surely will achieve our goals.
So for me, what brings me motivation and hope is probably a combination of factors. So firstly, I see no other way than to go on and try to use collective force to combat the effects of the crisis. But secondly, I am aware of the fact that I'm in a good enough position to try to use it as my responsibility or as my opportunity to help others and help maybe even more globally with the consequences of the crisis. Thirdly, I think what brings me hope is the fact that I'm seeing all of those people that are greatly affected by the war, by other crises, and I see them still having the courage and motivation to go on. And I think that what brings me the hope that with collective action, we're going to transform the world so that it's a better place right now.